Good morning and happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday morning, y'all. Tuesday morning. How did it already get Tuesday morning? Monday just flew right by, y'all. Monday flew right by. I'm getting a couple embroideries. I've gotten embroideries started right quick. So we're doing hats today. We are doing hats today. Good morning, Miss Lisa. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? It's Tuesday morning already. How is it already Tuesday morning, y'all? So I got up early this morning because I was like, you know what? It's been a while since I made a hat. So I was like, I'm going to see if I can make a hat. So needless to say, I'm doing some pressing here. Good morning. Good morning. Let me grab this hat. So I was able to create a hat this morning. I was able to create one this morning. So turned out okay, but it was a little small. So I cut out another one. That way we can sew just a little bit bigger one with you guys. So I'm getting these embroideries going. Then we'll start going on these. Trying to get some mug rugs made. Is that not fun? Aren't those pretty? Pretty, pretty. Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Oh my gosh, coffee. Where is my coffee? I left my coffee in the kitchen. I'm going to have, good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Left my coffee in the kitchen. I'm going to have to run and get my coffee right quick. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning. I'll be right back. We're going to need coffee for this today, y'all. We are going to need coffee. You got to have coffee in order to do this. You need water too. Yes, I do need water, Cynthia. I'll get some water. Good morning. Good morning. How are y'all this morning? How's Miss Bessie? Good morning, Sherry. Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, so I got this hat made. And y'all, it looks okay, but it's a little small. It goes on, but it's a little bit small. It's probably going to end up my grandkids, but I don't know. So I made, I cut out another one that we're going to do. As you can see, I did, so we always, when we did welding hats, we always did opposite ones. So this one was size, I got a big head, y'all. I got a big head. So I use size, because the new one I cut out was size 5. This one was a size, because I measured my head and I probably just measured it wrong. That one was a size 2, I think, or size 3. That one was size 3. So I bumped it up to a size 5. So thank you, Maddie. Thank you, thank you. So nothing else. We can do this. Be like, all right, Bear. You're getting a hat this morning. You're getting a hat this morning. I know. I know. Oh my gosh. I'm a knucklehead, Cynthia. They are in centimeters. That was my problem. Oh my gosh. See? Right? Ugh. Fun, fun. So, before we get started, I'm doing some... and that, well, so I was trying to do mug rugs and probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Okay, hold on. Let me trim this right quick. Where's my scissors? Because I'm going to let the mug rugs go. And then we'll get working. Then we'll get working on the pattern. Why do I hear? Stop. And say I hear music. Why do I hear music? It's because I hit there. I'm excited too because it actually turned out not too bad. Hold on a minute. I got to trim this right quick, and then we'll get started. Because I'm trying to multitask this morning. I don't know how much multitasking is going to work, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. And get your pinking shears out, y'all. Get your pinking shears out, because I serged the inside of mine, but I know y'all, a lot of y'all don't have a serger, so we're going to do it the other way. If we happen to have time, we'll go back the other way. So, I've lost my scissors. I have lost my scissors. See, this is what happens. I have a mess going here, and I've completely, well, you know what? The embroideries will just wait. Those will just wait. We'll go back to that. Really? I think they just pop up that violation warning just to be... I didn't even say anything. I got one more trick-or-treat bag made. Now I'm going to try the welding cap. The trick-or-treat bag was awesome. The trick-or-treat bag was awesome. Okay. Let's just go to this. We're going to go to this. We'll go back to the mug rugs. So I cut out another one. So the pieces you're going to need. So you're going to need... You're welcome. So you're going to need 6 of these, and you can do them the same. You can do them all the same, or you can do them, cut them up differently. So what I have done is I actually cut them up differently. As you'll see on here, I actually did 1 or 3 of one and 3 of the other. That way, kind of makes it fun. Kind of makes it fun. I like to have fun with it. I like to have fun with it. I do need air tags on my tools. I do. I still haven't found my scissors. I know they're here somewhere. Y'all, I have a small space. How do I lose things in a small space? I don't know. I don't know. So, you have that floor. Isn't that the gorgeous floral print? So you're going to need 6 of these. Like I said, you can do all 6 of them the same, or you can use 3 of one and 3 of another, which is what I've done. So the only way it would be reversible is if you did 12 of these and did it twice. So, because the inside of the hat, y'all, is not reversible. So you would actually have to do double this. So you'd have to make 2 of these, which you could totally do that. And which I think I used to, but I don't know. It's been so many, gosh, it's been over 40 years. So it's been a long time since I made hats. So what I did is I actually serged the edge of these. So I serged the edge of those, but you could either serge them or use some pinking shears. Serge or use some pinking shears. So what we're going to do is, they say, back to here, you need 6 of these, and then you need 2 of these. Same thing, you could use same fabric on both sides. This one I did 1 fabric on one side and 1 fabric on the other side. This one will need the iron-on press-on stabilizer with it. Back in the day, we used to add either like 4 layers of fabric or a piece of batting in the middle of it too. Either way, it works out. So, but the stabilizer works out. Press-on stabilizer. And then you're going to need 2 of these. This is the hat band that goes around. So you're going to need 2 of these. Probably same fabric on these. Good morning, Darla. How are we? So you're going to need 2 of those. So once you get those, then we'll get started on those. So are we ready to have some fun this morning, y'all? I was going to wear the welding hat that I made this morning, and y'all, didn't work out very well. So I'm also going to throw this in here. So this is a Steam-A-Seam 2 for your seams. As you can see, where are we at here? This is like really thin. So we're going to get, this is the very last step, because I had a problem, as you'll see, on the front of the hat, because you're supposed to sew it from the back side. Well, it ended up going off kilter. So, working on a quilt. Good, awesome, Miss Darla. So, I have a resolution for this. And we are going to be using the Steam-A-Seam 2. We're going to be using that. So, I've cut out the, what do you call that thing? The headband, more or less the headband portion of it with this kind of fun fabric. And then for the bill, is that called a bill? Whatever it's called. I've used this, and like I said, I pressed on the stabilizer on here. So it has pressed on stabilizer there. And then for the for the hat around, I have done, so I've done 3 of these. And that's some fun fabric. I love that fabric. I'm loving that fabric. So, and then I had some fun. Check these ladies out. So I got 1 of that lady. And then I have 1 of this lady. This is a sewing lady. See, she got her scissors and their thread and the basket there. That's sewing lady. And then I have the Arizona lady. Gotta have the Arizona lady. Laura Lee, y'all. Laura Lee. So let me press these right quick. And we're going to go over to the sewing table because what we're going to do, first thing we got to do, I'm going to try and remember these steps. So the first thing we got to do is, isn't that fun fabric? So you want to do is we're going to take these. So I'm going to, 2 opposite ones. I'm going to take 2 opposite ones. I'm going to sandwich these together like this. You can pin them if you want. You don't have to pin them. Then we're going to go over the sewing machine and we're going to sew down. But we're going to go ahead and sandwich all 3 of these. Sandwich. Talking about food. Always talking about food. Always talking about food while we're sewing, y'all. So we're going to take these 2. We're going to sandwich those together. Makes me hungry. I want a sandwich. Can I have a sandwich? I need a sandwich. Sandwich, sandwich. Sandwich those together. And then we're going to sandwich this lady together. Isn't she fun? Fun, fun. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining. How we doing this morning? Good morning. Yeah, we're having some fun this morning. So we're going to take those 2 and we're going to sandwich those together, y'all. I'm going to press that one just a little bit. It's Tacos Tuesday. We need to talk about tacos. We're going to taco these things together, y'all. We're going to taco these things together. Okay. Get those pressed. So we're going to go over to the sewing table, y'all. We are going to the sewing table. So we're going to take these over to the sewing table. And then we are going to take, I think we're going to take a couple of these things over there. Because then we'll have to come back over and once we get these all sewed together, then we'll come back over to the press and mat. But we're going to have to go in a circle here, y'all. Because remember, we're in an RV here. So we use the space as best as we can. We use that space as best as we can. So I'm going to take, and y'all, I still haven't figured out how I lose stuff in the RV. But it happens. It happens. All right. So we're going to move over to... We're going to come around. I'm swinging y'all around here. Y'all always go on walkabout with me. You always go on walkabouts with me. So you're going in a circle here. You get dizzy this way and get dizzy that way. Okay. So like I said, first thing we're going to do is we are going to take these. So we're going to sew down this seam here. We're just going to do like a 1/4 inch seam on those. So we're going to do 2 of those with a 1/4 inch seam. And then we're going to add one of the ones to the other one and then one of the ones to the other one. And I'll show y'all how we're going to do that. I will show y'all how we're going to do that. Happy Tuesday, by the way. Happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. Whatever it is. We could do tacos. I'm still saying we need to do Navajo tacos one day. We need to do some Navajo tacos one day. I got purple thread in there, but we're going to leave purple thread. We are going to leave some purple thread. I'm going to get that beginning stitch in there. And I use that way it doesn't bunch up the fabric when you start and stop. Because you know how sometimes it'll bunch that fabric up when you start and stop? This keeps it from doing that. This kind of keeps it from doing that. And yep. Now I've lost my scissors. I lose everything, y'all. I'd probably lose my head if it wasn't attached. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So we got one sewed. Ha! See? I lose it and it's right there. So now we're going to sew this one together. Like I said, we're going to sew 2 of them together and then I'll show you what we're going to do. Then I'll show you what we're going to do here. If they were all the same, wouldn't be no biggie, but being they're all different, or you got 3 of one color and then 3 of the other color. Put that in there. I'm going to have to get me a new piece of thing here. So we're going to come back here and I'll show y'all. Good morning, good morning. We got a flash goal this morning, y'all. Let's see what our flash goal. Start that flash goal. We want roses. Y'all want some roses? Let's go out and smell the roses. Can we go out and smell the roses, please? Okay. So we've sewed these together. So we have this one all sewed together. Isn't that going to be cute? Oh my gosh, that's going to be cute. I'm loving the ladies. I'm loving the ladies. Thanks for the roses, y'all. Thanks for the roses. So then we have this one. She's hanging out with the cactuses. Hanging out with the cactuses. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun colors? You love this guy doing my first quilt back. Awesome, Jessica. Awesome, awesome. How much fun is that? You'll have to share a picture with me. I love the quilts. I love the quilts. So what we're going to do is, so we have one more of these and we have one more of these. So what we're going to do, we don't want to sew those together. What we want to do is we want to come to this one and we want to put the other one there. So we're going to sandwich that one here and we're going to sew down on this one. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. We're going to do the same thing on this one. So we're going to take this fabric here and we're going to sandwich it here and we're going to sew down here. I'm going to say we're going to taco it. We're going to taco it. Being it's Taco Tuesday, we're tacoing it. Coffee. We need more coffee, y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging out this morning. I appreciate y'all. We're already at 10K this morning. We are already at 10K this morning and y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. Good morning, good morning. All right, so we're going to sew on your first cup now. Awesome. Yeah, I got up early this morning. I'm already on my, I don't know, third cup, I think. So, we're going to sew around here. And I'm not pinning it. You can pin it if you want. I just kind of line it up. They're kind of smaller pieces, so you really don't have to pin it, but you're welcome to. It's all on how you feel comfortable. Stop that one. So, and then we'll go ahead and pin this other one and I'll show y'all. So we're going to sew this one and I line it up on the bottom. I line it up on the bottom. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. So what I do is when I do this, so the purple piece. So years ago, I did a quilt retreat. And I start with one of these and I end with one of these. I don't use a foot pedal. No. I don't use a foot pedal. I just use the start and stop button. I don't have a lot of space. Here in the what do you call it? In the RV. So, the toy hauler. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sewing machines in here. And I've got a little walking space in here. So needless to say, I just use the start and stop buttons on all my machines. I don't use a foot pedal. So, but anyways, so you have this, piece of fabric. And so you start with it. And if you've ever noticed when you're sewing and then you're starting, sometimes it'll bunch that fabric together when you start sewing. This eliminates that. This completely eliminates that. So you start sewing with this and then you feed in your pieces that you're stitching and it makes it where you don't have that bunch. And plus you save thread. Because if you notice, you use a lot of thread when you're pulling it out, cutting it, and then you're pulling it out and you end up trimming a lot. And it keeps it where you don't have to trim a lot of your thread either. So that's all right. Thank you, Miss Kathy. Thank you. That is very sweet of you. Yeah. It's the little tricks that you learn. New here. So if you, leader and ender, thank you. See, I learned the verbiage here. Yeah, it works good for your scrap materials. If you click on my bio, you'll see in there, I've got a thing where the patterns are and you can see where I got that pattern from. So I like to share the patterns where I get them. Sometimes I have my own patterns. Good morning. I did share out my grandmother's bear pattern for y'all. It was a free pattern. So, but I try to find them where I can. So, but I did put a link in there for you guys. All right. So now we're going to stitch. So we're going to go, I like to line up the bottom. That way it lines up pretty good. So we're going to stitch and we're going to stitch down to here. We're going to stitch down to here, y'all. All right. So we're going to start. Like I said, I'm just doing like a 1/4 inch seam here, and you kind of stop, and because you're sewing in a curve here, you're sewing in a curve, and being just sewing in a curve, you want to make sure that it's curving around that way. Okay, so you grab that piece of fabric and then go there and trim that off. Okay, so now we have these two together. We have these two, so you have this half. This is gonna be cute. This is gonna be cute. I'm excited. I'm hoping this one works. I have a Singer heavy duty sewing machine. It may not. It may not. So some of your machines do, some of your machines don't. So is that not cute? So now what we're gonna do is we are going to line up these right here. We're gonna line this up. So I'm putting the two together right here, and I'm gonna clip it. I like clips. I don't know if you've used clips before, but y'all, I used the needles for a lot of years, and I had so many times I poked my fingers. Now I don't have to poke my fingers anymore. Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Okay, so putting this together, lining it up. And then come over to the other side, because we're just going to stitch all the way around these. I'm going to stitch all the way around these here. And then we're going to have a circle. So this is where it comes into play that you can use your pinkin shears or you can use your serger. Either way. All right, Miss Lisa, thank you for joining. Thanks for the follow, Miss Elizabeth. I'll chat to you here in a little bit, Miss Lisa. We have board meeting today. Okay, so we're lining these up. So, like I said, we're going to sew all the way around. That way it's going to close up this area. It's going to close this up. All right. And the clips, they have a flat side on them. They have a flat side on them. So if you have the clip on the flat side there, it just lines right up. Just lines right up there, and it slides across your machine pretty easily. So, and then as you get to it, you just slide that clip right off of there. Slide the clip right off there. Okay. So now we have this. Now we have this. And look, y'all. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? How cute is that? See, that's why I like to use different fabrics on each one of these. If you use a different fabric on each one of them, it kind of makes it pop. It makes it pop because you could easily just use the same fabric. Got it. Thanks. Oh, how awesome. How awesome. Y'all, my dad was a Boilermaker and pipe fitter, and y'all, I made millions of hats with my mother back in the day, but it's been a lot of years since I made hats, so y'all are relearning with me here. So I had to make one this morning, so how cute. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to throw that over there, and we're going to take this. It is a quick sew. It is a quick sew. I did it this morning in about an hour or so. Yeah, these are pretty awesome. These are pretty awesome. And I do repost my lives on my YT and FB page. So just so you know. So this is the bill, and it is lined with the stabilizer on there, and it's a press-on stabilizer. So you're going to sandwich these together. You're going to sandwich these together like this. And then you're going to sew right along the edge. And then we'll go back over to the press and mat because we'll have to press this in. And then we'll add the seams. And I'm going to show y'all a little trick. I have a little trick on sewing the seams. I know on the pattern it just says sew around once. You got to sew around more. I'll explain why you got to sew around more here in a minute. So we're going to come back here, and like I said, we're just going to sew right around the seam here. Right on the edge. And we'll go back over to the pressing mat. We'll get that iron turned back on. And I think I missed I sewed right off of there. Sometimes it happens. Okay, so back to the pressing mat, y'all. Back to the pressing mat. We'll take those over there. How to swing y'all back around. Swing you back around. Like I said, we go on walkabouts here. We go on walkabouts. Good morning, good morning. Happy, what is today? Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. So now what we're going to do is, do you have a pattern for, I don't. Do you have a pattern for those? So we're gonna trim the edge. We're just gonna trim, and we're not gonna cut into the seam. So if you have one for bucket hats, that would be cool. I could do them for the grandkids. Oh, okay. Bucket hats are fun. Okay, y'all, I got a question for you. I keep seeing the witch's hat. Does anybody want to do the witch's hat? I keep seeing that witch's hat, and I'm like, do I want to make it? I don't know. I'm half tempted. I could wear it at work. It'd be kind of fun, right? I don't know. I hear the witch's hat, and I keep hearing that song. We're doing the witch and hat. What is that? The witch and hat song? Whatever. I made one so cute. I got the template. Very cool. Awesome. I don't know. We may have to do one next week. I'm considering we may have to do one next week. It's so fun. Okay. Maybe we'll do one next week. I'll see if I can find the pattern. If I can find the pattern, we might just do one next week. And I'm thinking I'll get some fabric quilted up, so I'll put some fun quilting designs on it. Thanks for the follow. So I'm just trimming these, I forget what it's called. I'm just trimming the edge here. That way when I turn it inside out, it turns inside out. Okay, so da-doom. Okay, turn that iron on. Iron on. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this. Good morning, Miss Amy. We are making hats today. We are making welding hats today. How fun is that? Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. All right, so we're going to turn this inside out. We're going to turn it inside out. Y'all wanted a welding hat, so we're doing welding hats. From Rose City. Has a great pattern. Oh, wow, very cool. Isn't it cool when you have the dies? I have to say, the dies make it really cool. I did a die for, I sent in my grandmother's bear pattern, and I had a die made for the bear pattern because I was making so many different bears. So. Very cool, y'all. Very cool. So I have to tell y'all, I'm going to be doing a podcast with the Off Kilter here next month. I'm excited. Give them a follow. That way we can all see it on there. So give them a shout out. Okay. So now we've got it turned inside out or right side out. We're going to press this. We are right. I'm excited. Good morning. Good morning, Angela. How are you this morning? All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to give a press here. We're going to take the iron here and give it a press. We're kind of line it up. You want to kind of line it up. We're going to take that iron. We're going to give it a press. And I have to say the stabilizer works pretty good. So works pretty good. We're going to press this. And this is where the trick comes in. So isn't that going to be pretty? So now what we're going to do is, that got hot. Got hot. So now we're going to take it back to the iron. We're going to go stitch around the edge. And on the pattern, it only has you stitching once. But look, y'all, we need to stitch more than once. And I'm going to show y'all a trick. And you see how it's pretty well, what do you call it? Can't really see it on that side. But the way it's stitched, the width stays pretty much the same as you're going around. Name of stabilizer, I know you said it, but this is what do you call it? It's a cotton stabilizer. It's a press-on cotton stabilizer. The name has gone right out of my head. So it is just because I don't have, but it's just a cotton with the, not steam. No, it's not steam. Pellon. Yes, it's Pellon. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sometimes the names go right out of my head. But it's like a cotton with the press on the back. So, and makes you can just press it right onto your fabric. So, thank you. Yeah, not seam a seam. Seam a seam is what we're gonna use that one. That one, they don't call for that one in there. So we're gonna take this back to the sewing machine, and I'm gonna show y'all how we're gonna get those circles on there, because you'll get fusible interfacing. Thank you. Yes, it is fusible interfacing. So press on fusible interfacing. Okay, so we're gonna stitch around this. I'm gonna swing y'all back around. We're just swinging, just swinging. So we're going to take and make sure that the kind of the center is lined up there, because I know we pressed it here. So what we're going to do is, this is where the trick comes into play. So you're going to sew your first seam around. You're going to follow that edge right there. Follow that edge. We're going to go around right there on the edge. And then I'm going to show y'all how to get that next one. Because the edge one, you're good, because you're just kind of following your edge of your seam right there. Come along there. So now on the next one, this is where it comes into play. Okay, so now we have that seam right there. So now what we're going to do is get that one a little close. So I'm going to take y'all off here a minute. I am going to pop y'all off here, and I'm going to show y'all. So right here at the sewing, so right here, go down. So you see how the edge of the foot, it like zooms in. So the edge of the foot is right there on the seam. You're going to keep the edge of your foot right there all the way around that seam, and you're just going to follow that seam around, and it'll give you that curve that goes all the way around there. If I could hold it up close, I would show y'all. If I could hold it up close. So hopefully you can see. He said you're just going to keep the edge of that foot. Go back. So you're going to keep the edge of that foot right there. Yes, using it as a guide. Yes. See, y'all help me with my words. Okay, so we're going to go around. Like I said, you're just going to keep the edge of that foot right there on that last stitch that you did. Right there on that last stitch, and it's just going to curve around. And your feed dog pull it. You don't want to push or pull. You want to let those feed dog pull your fabric. Let those feed dog pull your fabric around. Your machine will do all the work for you. You're just literally guiding your fabric. Along. So I'll show y'all. So as you can see, can you see on that side? Here we go. So you can see the seams, and it literally just keeps it more or less the same, and it just guides right along. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to do that all the way in. We're going to get a few of those in there. And just guide right along. I know it's not on the pattern to do it this way, but my mother used to do it this way. And as my mother used to say, well, my mama used to do it that way. My mama. Well, now I sound like my mom. Well, my mom used to do it that way. So we're going to sew a few of these. On here. I don't know, I think it makes it look cool. Here. So get just a couple more around there. I said, you're just using the side of your foot as your guide. Thank you for that. Your side of your foot as your guide there. Maybe one or two more, we'll see. And it kind of gives it a little bit more stiffness too if you stitch it. So gonna go one more. We're gonna go one more. Okay. Now we'll go back to the cutting table. Back to the cutting table, y'all. Okay, so we'll come back over here. I'm gonna swing y'all back around. Swinging, we're just a swinging. Isn't that a song? We're just a swinging. Okay, so check that out. I don't know if you can see it. See the stitches. There we go. You can see the stitches. Good morning, Miss Debbie. How are you? He's just the sweetest thing. You gotta wave at him. You gotta wave at him. So then we have the stitches around there. So we have that. We have our hat. It's gonna be cute. Let's try him out. We're just gonna wear him. It's gonna be cute. Gonna be cute. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is our strap. So then we have our strap. So now you gotta have fun with it, right? You gotta have fun. Well, funny thing is I was making microwave bowl koozies one time, and the lady I was making them with, we were showing our husbands the microwave bowl koozies. Next thing I know, y'all, you want to see something funny? It was like the next thing I know, they have the microwave bowl koozies. So I was showing them, I was like, hey, check out the microwave bowl koozie. Next thing I know, I have a picture of both of them with the microwave bowl koozies on their head. I'm like, really? They're not hats, guys. They're not hats, but you gotta have fun with it. You gotta have fun with it. So we need to do is we are going to mark the center of these because you have two. So we're going to mark the center at the fold. And I'm just taking a marker and marking the center there. Then we're going to take this, fold it in half. That way we can get the center here. That it could be a new fashion statement. Hey, you never know, right? I'm just going to start wearing them. I'm going to tell my husband, I was like, all right, wear them. He works at the jail. I'd be like, the inmates might get a kick out of it. You could have fun with it, right? My coworker's daughter was wearing one. Fun, 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 fun. Okay, so mark the center. So I marked the center of that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this. And so you're taking, she sent a picture. Oh, how fun. How fun. Isn't that fun? So we're taking the center of this and we're going to center it here. We're going to pin it there and we're going to pin that one. So I'm going to clip. Where did my clips go? See, clips are on the sewing machine. Clips are on the sewing machine. So I'm going to clip this one there and then I'll grab the other one. We're going to clip it too. We'll clip it too. So grab that one. So I'm going to grab this one. Find the center mark. So we're lining those two center marks up. Lining the two center marks up here. Lining, lining, lining. Okay, here we go. Get those lined up. Clipped there. So now we're just going to kind of curve. This one was a little hard. This was my hardest part last time. This was my hardest part, was actually curving around this bill. Curving around the bill. But I eventually got it. I eventually got it. So I'm going to clip it there. He said you always have one thing. It's like, what do you call it? Hard to do. So don't forget the coffee, y'all. Get you a drink of coffee. Get you a drink of coffee there. All right. So we're going up here. If anybody's just joining, we are having fun this morning. And that's where the pinking chairs come in. Well, yeah. So we're going to curve up here. We're just curving, curving, curving. Curving, curving, curving. Curving up here. I'm going to put a clip here. And then, so then you're going to go all the way to the end too. And we're going to sew all the way to the edge. So I'm going to put a couple clips here. Keep the, yeah, it's kind of hard because you got a straight seam, but yet you're curving around that bill. But it works. It works, I promise. I just did it. Like I said, I wanted to do it first because I'm like, y'all, there's a few things that we do and we learn as we go. It's like yesterday we did, I had no idea what I was going to do for the table runner, but I think the table runner yesterday turned out really cool. I think the table runner turned out really cool yesterday. And that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. So the needle that I just used, what is the size of the, hold on. It is, there we go. Can you see that? That is the needle I use. Yeah, the table runner turned out cool. The table runner turned out really cool, y'all. Okay. So we're going to clip these. Like I said, this is the hardest part. Once we get past this part, it's fairly easy. Fairly easy here, y'all. Okay. So we're going to clip this. Get this one. Just keep clipping. Just keep clipping. Sorry, this one's taking a little bit. I apologize, go. Okay. Clip here. Just stay with it, y'all. Stay with it. I promise y'all, it's worth the end. It's worth it. And good morning, Alicia. How are you this morning? Good morning, good morning. Okay. Then we go all the way to the end, and we're going to clip those. We're going to clip those here. And clip that one. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Okay. So now we have it all clipped. Now we have it all clipped. So now we're going to go back over to the sewing machine, y'all. And we're going to stitch it all the way. Da-doom, 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 da-doom. Wonder Clip. I have to say, Wonder Clips are phenomenal. Wonder Clips are phenomenal because you're not poking your fingers anymore. You're not poking your fingers anymore. So they are a lifesaver. They are definitely a lifesaver. And the bigger ones, have you seen the bigger ones? Y'all, hold on. I have to show you. They come in a little bag. And I have to show you before we go back to the sewing machine. Before we go back to the sewing machine, y'all. They have big ones. They have big ones. Look at that. Look at the size. That works wonder, especially when you have both sizes too, right? Oh, they're like phenomenal, right? Yeah. So especially when you're doing like your quilts with your binding and all the other stuff, the big ones, y'all. The big ones work really well. So just had to share. Just had to share. They have ones with letters on them. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Okay. See, this is what happens on here is you find ones, it's like you find all these ideas like, okay, wait a minute. You use it for crochet too? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about crochet. But why wouldn't it work? Why wouldn't it work? It should. It should work. Okay. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate all y'all's follows and I appreciate all the new people hanging out. I appreciate all the new people hanging out. And just as an FYI, I have my schedule pinned to my bio. It is the first one on there and y'all all get to choose what we're doing for the week. I let y'all choose what we do. So at the end of the week and as you're thinking during the week, you give me ideas on what you want to make. So I create that schedule and that's what we make the following week. So y'all wanted to do Welding hats because I happened to tell y'all a story about making Welding hats. So y'all decided we wanted to make Welding hats. So that's what we're doing today. Yesterday we did a table runner. Tomorrow we have a phone beanie that we're going to do. So fun stuff. Fun stuff. So fun. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew around this. And you got to be careful. Make sure that when you're sewing here, when it gets to the hat, we want to make sure that we keep that. I'm going to kind of stop here. Make sure that both of those are folded down. That way you're not sewing that up there. Make sure those are folded down. So around here. Let's fold it up. I said this is the biggest, hardest thing of the whole project. If you can get past this part of the project, then it goes all fairly smoothly. Then it goes fairly smooth after that. So come this way. Sew around. Just don't sew your finger. I have done that, y'all. It's not no fun. And after you've done it once, you're like, you would never sew your finger again. Oh, it happens. My biggest one is doing embroideries. Something will happen and I'll just instead of stopping the machine, I'll reach my hand right in there to stop it instead of actually hitting the stop button. And yep, there goes my finger being sewed. There goes my finger being sewed. Okay, so we're going to come across here. So once you have this all sewed, you'll see that if we pull it up, check that out. Is that not cool? This is going to be cool. I'm really loving the fabric. I hope this one fits because like I said, the last one didn't fit very well, but that's okay. It is okay. So now what we got to do is we got to take these, make sure they're all good. So now we're going to take these and you want to make sure that you don't turn it. But so you're going to take this right here like this. You're going to pull it over here and you're going to sew these together. You're going to sew those together right there. We're going to get those and we're going to sew right across there. We're going to sew right across that. Let's go ahead and sew that and then we'll go back to the pressing mat because we got to pin this to the other hat. We're getting close, y'all. We are getting close. So we're going to take and we're going to come across here. There. Trim that and trim that. Okay. We're going to go back over here and I'm going to bring y'all back this way. Bring y'all back this way. Y'all just keep going on walkabouts. Keep going on walkabouts. Okay. One thing that we need to do though. So like I said, if you have a serger, I'm not going to serge these because I want y'all to see how you can do this. I use pink and shears. I just use some pink and shears. That way you don't have the raw edges here. That way you don't have the raw edges. You could take a pair of scissors and do this. And I'm going to have to get the vacuum out. Don't judge me. I'm going to have to get the vacuum out after I do this. So we're going to go like this. We're going to trim. So see how it trims that edge? It keeps it from fraying. It keeps it from fraying. So, or you could serge the side. Like I said, on this hat, I took and serged the side of those. But I know a lot of y'all don't have a serger, so we're going to use pink and shears. We are using the pink and shears, y'all. So we're going to trim, and yes, vacuum's coming. I know. Y'all, I go to work all the time and end up with sewing threads all over me. So I'm a director of IT by day. I run an IT department. So needless to say, this is my stress relief before I go. I just got to use one. Then, yeah, fun. Good morning, Miss Linda. How is my friend, Miss Linda? I have missed seeing you. So we're going to trim, get all these trims. So you got all the sides that we're trimming here. Oh, you could. Oh, yeah. You could totally use a zigzag stitch across it. You could totally use a zigzag stitch across it. Finally. Awesome, Nikki. Very cool. That is awesome. I'll tell you, it's funny because I was telling my husband this morning, I was like, yep, I used the serger. Y'all, I have to tell you, so the other day we were doing microwave bowl koozies and I was showing y'all 3 different ways that you could use the microwave or do microwave bowl koozies. We made them with a template. Then we took a 10-inch square and we used the sewing machine and we cut off the edges or the pleated corners there. And then we went to the serger and I was showing y'all how you could actually do the corners with the serger and just do the one edge. Well, then somebody's like, well, what if you just serge the whole top of it instead of going back to the sewing machine? Yeah, we made 2 microwave bowl koozies on that serger. We're really using the serger, so kind of cool, kind of cool. All right, I got 1 more or 2 more edges here. We're just sitting here yakking. I'll sit here and yak all day, y'all. So we're gonna cut here. Da-doom, da-doom. I think I got one more edge. One more edge here. Da-doom. Don't forget your coffee, y'all. Don't forget your coffee. I'm gonna get a drink here in a minute. Okay. So now they are absolutely, yes, it is posted on my YT and my FB page. So, and you can go on my bio and click in my bio and you'll see it pop up. You'll see my YT page and my FB page. I repost all of my lives. I repost all my lives so y'all can go back and watch them again. That way y'all can go back and watch them again. So super fun. We can all laugh. Oh my gosh, we're at 25K. Coolest dad. Awesome. Thanks for always helping me point it out. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. You're very welcome, Gracie. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to kind of put the hat inside of here. We're going to put the hat in here because we're going to line these up. We're going to line these up in here. Come back this way. That way y'all can see. That way y'all can see. So we're going to line these up in here and we got to center it. So whatever you want on the front, we're going to put the sewing lady on front. We are going to put the sewing lady on front here. We're going to line this up. So I'm going to center the sewing lady. Find the center. Hold on. I'm going to find the center here. I was supposed to mark these. My bad. I apologize, guys. There is a marking point on these, on the strips that I completely did not do. So when you do these, you may want to put your marking button, or you can just do this. Thank you. I appreciate that, Louise. Appreciate that. I like to do the tutorials as I would like to learn. So as I would like to learn, because I am a visual person. I am a visual and hands-on person. You know, like I said, I'm a director of IT. I run an IT department. I've been in IT for almost over 25 years. And that is how I've learned. I started out learning hands-on and feet on the floor, you know, so, and I still help my guys. So lots of fun. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Okay. So I did the center. I marked the center. I just folded it in half. So I took and folded this in half like this. That way you find that center. You find that center and come up here. And then you just take a marker and just put right there on the edge. Just a little bit of mark right there on the edge. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this. So so the front of my hat, I want the sew-in lady. I want the sew-in lady at the front of my hat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, go like this. And I'm going to fold her in half. And I'm going to find the center on this one. I'm going to put a little mark right here, just a little mark. You don't want to mark too much because then it'll come through the fabric, especially if the fabric's like white. You could easily, oh my gosh, right, Jessica? You could totally, I didn't even think about that. You could totally do a visor. Totally do a visor. I didn't even think about it. Okay, so we're going to leave this wrong side out. We're going to leave this wrong side out. And we're going to take this visor, the visor. I'm calling it a visor now, Jessica. Calling it a visor now. So thinking, oh, I almost did that the wrong way. Okay. So we want the bill down. We want the bill down. I thought yeah, no, it's actually a hat. It's actually a hat. We're doing a hat, y'all. So I made this one this morning. I wish it would have fit, but it's kind of small. So we have the center here and then we have the center here. So we're going to line up these two centers right here. Line those two centers. You're going to take your clips that I took back to the sewing machine again. Back to the sewing machine. Thank you guys. Thanks for the gifts and thanks for all the hearts. 28K this morning. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. Okay, so we're going to put clips on here. So we're going to clip it there. Come back through here. Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. We're going to take the center of that. So this right here is the center for the back of it. How do you make it bigger? So the pattern that I have, it comes with, I think, 5 different sizes in it. So, and I've posted what pattern I used. So I'm thinking you could probably increase the size. I don't know. Because you'd have to make, the band's got to be bigger. So I'd say you could add like a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, depending on, you know, what size of hat you needed. So I remember back in the day, Ma used to have a size for each one of those, you know, 7 1/4, or, you know, everybody always has all these different sizes that they need. So you just add a little bit. So you'd add a little bit to these, and then you, like, I'd say go by a 1/4 inch. I would increase it by a 1/4 inch. Increase this one by a 1/4 inch, and then just keep going up from there. Thanks for the follow. So we're putting clips on here. So we centered the back and we centered the front, and now we're going to clip all the way around. Here. Clipping, just keep clipping. It's Tuesday, y'all. It is Tuesday. Yesterday was a little hectic at work, but that's okay. That's why we sew, y'all. That's why we sew. Good morning, Michelle. How are you this morning? Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday to you. I have to show y'all, if y'all weren't on the live yesterday, I have to show you the table runner we came up with yesterday. I'll have to show you the table runner that we came up with yesterday, because the table runner was cool. It turned out really cool. We're getting close on the hat. So we're just clipping around. Putting the little band around it was the hardest part. On there. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Y'all are awesome. Yes, got one cut last night. Ah, very cool. Very cool. Fun. Let's get this all clipped. Thanks for the heart, Good morning. Isn't he the sweetest thing? He's always waving, saying hi. You got to say hi back. Okay, so get that one clipped. So we're just going around the edges here. Clipping. And then that way, we'll come back this way. Just a clipping. Okay, so now we're going to take it back to the sewn. Work long hours there now. So I do. I work long hours. I don't know if you do, but yeah, too many long hours. But that's why we go and sew. Sewing is therapy, y'all. Sewing is therapy. I can sit and sew all day and just be happy. Works for me. Who needs to go to work? Well, you got to pay for everything. So anyways, all right, back to the sewing machine, y'all. Get your drink of coffee first. Can you turn the camera so it's not backwards? I can do that. Flip the camera. Oh, whoops. Flip the camera. Sorry about that. Not that way. Mirror. How about that? Is that better? Okay. Is that better? I'm going to have to figure out how... I don't know why I wish they would have never done it backwards, because then I got to figure out which way to go. So I apologize with it being backwards. So is that better? Da-doom. Okay. So now we're going to take, okay. All right. Better. So I'll try and remember to flip that around. I don't know why it always goes and does it backwards. I don't know why it always does it backwards, but all right. Back to the sewing machine. Thank y'all for joining. I really appreciate y'all joining the lives. Really appreciate it. So we're going to swing back around. I'm going to make y'all dizzy doing that, all this swinging back around, huh? The light is too bright? The light is too bright. Which light is too bright? So we're going to go this way. We are going to sew these, and I put the clips on backwards. Oh well, it's okay. We're going to start at the back on the upper right. Oh, the light up there. Okay, thank you, Amy. Okay, so I'm going to take that. So this one, we got to take this off, so we can't start there. So, okay, thank you guys. All right, so we're going to go down. We're going to stitch around. So I kind of go slow on this one, that way to make sure that they stay lined up. To make sure they stay lined up here and make sure that we're not stitching where we shouldn't be stitching. We're going to curve around. Take a clip off. They said you go slow around this one. You don't want to go too fast, because if you go too fast, then you end up with the wrong thing there. So we're going to kind of go just a little bit slow here. That way we make sure we're okay. Then that clip there. We're going to go down. Just go slow around there, because you want to make sure that you're not stitching the other side of the band there. Come across. I'm almost thinking you could do this and use that stretchy, if I can think of what the name of it is. Elastic. The elastic. Because you could use that elastic and make that headband. So you can make the bill and then create the headband and use that elastic. That would be kind of cool. That's an idea. I may have to try that. I might have to try that, y'all. Kind of like you do the bowl covers. Kind of like you do the bowl covers, but instead of a bowl cover, you'd have a visor. I don't know. It's an idea. Now you got me thinking. See, y'all got me thinking on this one now. So we're just keep going around here. Just keep sewing. Just keep sewing. All right. So we're going to keep going here. We're going to keep going. Almost around to the other side. Then we'll go back to the pressing mat, because we'll have to press this down. And this is where the pattern doesn't tell you this, but we're gonna use some steam-a-seam, y'all. We're gonna use that steam-a-seam because, like I said, I tried to do oops. So we're gonna come back this way. I did the last one, but I had a little bit of an issue, and I need to put the puzzle. There we go. Puzzle. Got it. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. So last time I had a little bit of an issue. I had a little bit of an issue last time. On the hat, my issue came into play where I was getting off kilter on here. Off kilter on the thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, because we're getting close. I'm gonna figure out which way to go here. Cool. Because now what we have to do is we have to fold in, because this is out. So now we're gonna have to fold this in and press it. But I'm almost thinking that I fold this down first. I fold that down first. And then, because I want to put the steam-a-seam on the edge. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do. Right? Is it not cute? It's going to be cute. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is I'm going to take, so this is what I'm going to do on the edge. This is what I'm going to do on the edge here. I'm going to do this on the edge. And steam-a-seam too. If you haven't used steam-a-seam, what it does is it's a double-sided. We're going to take and cut this out. but it's sticky. It's kind of sticky and it presses it out. Yeah, so it's sticky on the one side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take on the edge. I'm going to take and put this all the way around the edge, and we're going to press it down. We'll press it down. And then once you press it down, we'll have to, we're going to go this way. And you guys are going to see how this works. I'm going to kind of explain it as we go here. This, I think I got on Zon. I think I got it on Zon. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to just press that right there. And turn you on. So we're just going to put it all the way around the edge because it's going to go right around the edge, because what we'll do is we'll put it there and then we'll flip it down and press it again. And then we're going to fold it all the way down, and then we'll be able to sew around the edge. Then we'll be able to sew around the edge. So we're going to go all the way around the edge with this. All the way around the edge. And as I'm going around the edge, I'm going to press it. And then once we get it all pressed around there, I'll pull off paper. So it is like the hem tape. Yeah, I think that may be what it's called. So what is it called? Double stick fusible tape. Bonds. I better not say that word. It bonds permanently when ironed. And you can sew right through it. It's not a biggie. So yeah, have to be careful. Sometimes they'll tell me, sorry, you gotta hop off. I don't want to hop off. So we're going to iron this down. Go around. Iron. I love the iron, y'all. If you don't have an iron, a cordless iron, I have to say that is like one of my very favorite tools I have in my sewing room right now is that cordless iron. The cordless iron is phenomenal. Because I really don't have room for cords to be going around my sewing area, so we're just pressing this here. Hopefully y'all can see this. I use that stuff when I glue base my... Oh, I didn't even think about doing that. You use... Elmer glue doesn't glue up your needle? I would think the Elmer's would glue up your needle. I don't know. I'm kind of scared to try the Elmer's glue. Good morning, Miss Nikki. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Curve around. So we're putting this right on the edge, and then we're going to fold it down again and fold it. So good morning, good morning. Huh. I may have to try that. I might have to try the Elmer's glue. I might have, because like I said, I've been kind of scared to try the Elmer's glue, thinking that, you know, that it would end up gooing up your needle. So I might just have to try that. Might just have to try that. Okay, so looks like we missed a little section, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. So we're gonna press this, give it a good press. That way when we pull it off, press, press. This will be easier than trying to do what the pattern said, because y'all, the stitch got completely off. And I want to be able to stitch from the front. That way the stitch looks pretty on the front. That way the stitch looks pretty on the front. Okay. So, like I said, we've added, I got to figure out which way's right. So we've added the paper on, or the double-sided tape here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and peel this off. Peel this off. Maybe I'm going to peel it off. Here we go. So the paper just peels right off of there. And it leaves the sticky side on there. Leaves the sticky side. Okay, so then we take the paper. Could you tell me about the cordless iron? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So here is the brand. There is the brand for that. So if you Google the Panasonic cordless iron, you'll be able to find it. Yeah, that's where I got mine, Miss Amy. That is where I got mine. I love the thing. I love the thing. Always willing to share. Ask all the questions you want. Ask all the questions you want. You're very welcome. You are very welcome. So now we have the sticky stuff here. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to fold it right in. It's going to give it that fold. And then we'll press that in there. And it's kind of sticky, so it's going to grab anyways. So we're going to fold that down. Fold in, just fold in. Just a fold in. And then when we stitch it, da-doom. Thanks for hanging out this morning, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out. You're very welcome, Jessica. You are very welcome. Okay, so now we have that. So now that we have that, we're going to actually fold it in. Da-doom. I wish there was a way to because it's like I want to show you guys what I'm doing, but then I'm trying to figure out how to show you guys what I'm doing, and yeah. Oh. I think I'm just going to press it this way. We're just going to press it this way. We're just going to press along the edge, and then we'll stitch on the front because that is going to keep it there. So I'm going to press along the seam here. Just pressing. And then what we'll do is once we get it all pressed, we'll go to the front and we'll stitch around that. We'll get stitched around that. Try not to iron your fingers. Try not to iron the fingers there. I don't. So, you know, and that's what I was thinking, because I seem to remember that with the edge, I think we used to do, because like I said, we used to make these for all the construction workers and my dad, but I think we actually doubled up and on the actual one around the edge. So I'm thinking with it doubled up because, you know, it was a lot of, I mean, especially we live in Arizona. So I think they used it like as a sweatband. It worked as a sweatband for them also. So I'm thinking that we added more to that one. So, but we're going to see how this turns out. We're going to see how it turns out and see what happens. See what happens here. Almost have you all pressed. Almost have you all pressed. Terry cloth for the, oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Actually, yeah, you could on the inside. You could use one, so use one on the outside and then on the inside use like a terry cloth or something. Totally. Totally, totally. See, we get all these ideas. We share ideas here. Everybody's always sharing ideas here, which is awesome. I love that we all share. I love that we all share. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the sewing machine and we are going to sew around that top edge. We're going to sew around that top edge. Sweatband. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. Thank you. See, come up with these ideas. Come up with these ideas here. All right. back to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch around. We are going to stitch around. This is turning out cool, y'all. This is turning out really cool. You would think you could use a foam or batting works. Batting definitely works. That one definitely works. All right, back over here. Back over here. We're swinging back around, y'all. Swinging. Just a swinging. Just a swinging. This is going to be cool. I'm excited. I'm excited, excited, excited. All right. Can anybody guess what stitch I'm going to use? I'm going to use my favorite stitch. I'm going to use my favorite stitch. I know everybody's like, it's like a blanket stitch. So it's a double blanket stitch. I used to sew these for my dad. Oh, awesome. Yes, this is what I used to make these for my dad also. My dad has been gone since 98, but my dad was a boilermaker and pipe fitter. He worked construction all over the United States. And whenever construction workers used to come into town, they used to come get hats from us. And we made them fun. We made fun ones. Because the more wilder color you could find, the better it was. So lots of fun, lots of fun. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, good morning. All right, so now we're going to stitch around this top side of this. Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, they were so much fun. I wished I could find some pictures. I lost a lot of pictures of my dad. I don't have many, but the crazier ones you could get, the better off, the better off. So, all right, so now we're going to stitch around that top side, and I'm going to flip this way. Thinking I'm going to stitch it because I'm thinking if I go this away, trying to figure out if I do it. Yeah, because I'd have to go that way. What we're going to do is I'm going to use a blanket stitch, y'all. I am going to use a blanket stitch. Blanket stitch. I know it's my go-to stitch, y'all. It is literally my go-to stitch. So we're going to center, you're going to center that foot right there on the seam. You're going to center that foot right there on the seam. We're going to go a stitching. We're going to go a stitching. And don't pull or push the fabric. Let those feed dog pull it. Let the feed dog pull it around. Just let it pull it around there. We're just going to go, keep going. Just keep sewing. Just keep sewing. Okay. So we're going to go there. Like I said, I did it from the inside before and just turned it under, but I think this is working better here, y'all. I think this is working better. That way the stitch on the outside looks good. That way the stitch on the outside looks good. And you're just centering that foot right there on the seam, right there on that middle seam where you want it to go. I mean, you could use any stitch you wanted on this. Pretty much use any stitch you wanted. I'm almost thinking, I'm with you. I'm almost thinking we add like a batting. I'm thinking batting in the middle of this. Because I think that the stabilizer we used would make it a little, I don't know how comfortable that would be. I think the batting would be comfortable on there though. I think if we use the batting, it might be okay. Might have to try that on one. Might have to try that on one. Okay. We are about stitched all the way around here, y'all. Centering this foot right there on the seam. That way it kind of grabs both sides there. And it stabilizes that seam right there. So I made a smaller hat last time, and this one's a little bigger, so. But my grandkids will benefit from that because they'll just have the bigger hat. They'll just have the bigger one. Super fun here, y'all. Okay, so we're almost to the edge. Yay, I'm excited, y'all. We have officially made a hat. We have officially made a hat this morning. We have officially made... I'm excited. Oh my gosh, how exciting is this? How exciting is this? Now we got to try it on. Now we got to try it on. Good morning, y'all. Thanks for joining the live this morning, y'all. Thank y'all for joining the live. Okay, so I'm going to trim this off. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Yeah, it's in my bio. If you click on there, you'll be able to see my patterns. I have a few patterns in there. I have a few patterns in there. Oh my gosh, it fits. It fits, y'all. It totally fits. Check that out. Is that not cool? Is that not cool? Cool, cool, cool. Oh my gosh, right? I'm excited. I'm excited. So I know a lot of y'all said, what are welding hats? So back in the day, my dad, when he was like welding or grinding or something, he would take this hat and he would wear it. He'd put it on this way and he'd pull it over his ear. And that way when he was grinding or something, it would keep it from going into his ear, right? Oh my gosh, I'm excited it actually worked. And this one fit. This one fit. This one fit. This one fit. How fun. How fun is that? How fun is that? Thank you. Let's go back over to the sewing table. I want to show y'all, for all y'all that didn't see the table runner yesterday, I'm going to show y'all the table runner we did. We still got 30 minutes, y'all. What are we going to do for 30 minutes? We still got 30 minutes. Let's go back this way. Let's go back this way. We're going to come back this way. Back this way. Check it out, guys. I think this one's cool. This one's cool. How cool is that? And a lot of people wear them backwards. So like if you were actually using it in a welding, so you'd wear it backwards for your welding hat. Wear it backwards for the welding hat. This is cool. I'm excited. The pumpkin bag. Yes, I can show you the pumpkin bag. And let me show you the pumpkin bag. I will show you the pumpkin bag, y'all. It was fun. So we did this one last week. So we made a trick-or-treat bag. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. So trick-or-treat bag. We made a trick-or-treat bag last week. How cool is that? This one turned out really cool. Really, really cool. Right? Is that not fun? And like I said, I have my videos reposted, so y'all can go back and see how to make these. You can go back and see how to make these. So I'm gonna put that one in there because I gotta make a few more. Because the grandkids, right? I need a cup of coffee. I have some of that. Isn't it cool? So it came with, I'll show y'all here in a minute. It came with a Halloween quilt that I did. So fun. Okay, so then yesterday, I still have to bind it. So, yes, the ghost quilt. It came with the ghost quilt. So yesterday, I showed y'all how to make this quilt square. And then we did 3 of the quilt squares, and y'all got to choose the pattern. Y'all got to choose what the pattern is. So turned out really cool. And then we quilted it. And check out the quilting on that. But thing is, we also added the fabric. I have been wanting to do something with this fabric for a while. Is that not gorgeous? Super, super gorgeous. So I just have to bind it. I get it all binded. So actuality, y'all want to bind? I don't know if I have time to bind. I don't know. We'll just show. We'll do show and tell. So we had these. And then let's see. Do y'all want to do show and tell? We could do some show and tell. Because like I said, it didn't take as long to do the hat as I thought it was going to. This is too much fun. I'm just wearing the hat right now. I know I can't wear it to work, but hey, why not? Why not, right? Okay, I will show y'all a few things. So the Halloween quilt. So the fabric, that Halloween quilt, I have a lot to show. I do have a lot to show. So I gotta flip. I think I'm gonna have to, let's see. Let me go back some. I'm gonna move y'all back some that we can see here. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna have to, hold on. I'm gonna flip this camera because I can't figure out which way to go. It's like going oh, not that way. I'm going to mirror it. There. Okay. So here is the Halloween quilt. And y'all helped me. So we did the quilt square. So we did the edging on here. And then, because this was a quilt square that we created. That was a quilt square that we created. That was a fun quilt square. And then we took and quilted it with candy corns. We added candy corns. And y'all, we quilted this with the embroidery machine. We quilted it with the embroidery machine. That was a lot of fun. I still got to get it binded. I will get it binded. I will get that one binded. So we have that one. And then these are projects that we've done on our live, which is lots of fun. I should show y'all the abstract quilt. We did an abstract quilt. The abstract quilt was a lot of fun on the on there. So we started small. We started small on the abstract. So I showed y'all how to do this one. I showed y'all how to do this one. Is that not fun? You just take your scrap pieces of material and you keep, so you start in the center and you just keep growing out from that. And then we took and we binded this. I showed y'all how to do an easy binding on hairs. Yes, you can quilt on the embroidery machine. You can totally quilt on the embroidery machine. I do have some videos posted, but I have a quilt that we need to quilt. So we may be quilting a quilt next week. So we might be quilting a quilt next week. Super fun. Super fun. Yes, it is fun. If you're interested in anything, shoot me a message. Shoot me a message, y'all. So what we did is, like I said, we started small. And then we got bigger, y'all. We did an abstract quilt. Check this out. Is this not fun? This is the funnest, just lap quilt, just to throw over your lap, throw on the back of your chair. And we took and quilted this. Isn't that fun? Right? Is that not fun? So literally, y'all, we started in the middle. We started in the middle. So we started with this piece here. We started with this one here. We started with her, and then we took and we just grew from her. So we just kept adding and kept adding. And then when we got to the edge, right? Isn't it fun? But what I did is I took a backing piece and then a piece of batting, and then I used the 505 and sprayed those together. So that was the piece, that was how big I wanted it. So I chose how big I wanted it. And then I took on the front, and more or less as a quilt as you go process. And with the quilt as you go process, we went and added them all. But the problem is I did the quilt as you go. And that's pretty much what this is the quilt as you go. So can I see the table? Absolutely, Renee. Give me a minute and I'll show you the table runner. So this is a quilt as you go. And as you see this one, it's all quilted on the back. It is quilted. But I did the same thing with this, but I decided, I'm like, you know what? It's not enough. We need to quilt it. So I double quilted this one. So it was a quilt as you go. So you took and you've added it and it was stitched on the back. But then I also went and completely really quilted the whole thing. So I think it just gave it that extra touch. So this is one of my favorite projects. This is one of the favorite projects that I've done. This is one of the favorite ones. Lots of fun, right? Lots of fun. So let me, and Miss Renee wants to see the table runner. I'll show you the table runner. So here is the table runner we did yesterday. This table runner turned out gorgeous, y'all. Turned out gorgeous. And look at the quilting on it. Is that not fun? Super fun. But I tested quilting on my embroidery machine last night. Awesome! I am so excited for you, Beverly. I am excited for you. Bowl koozies. Okay, I can show you bowl koozies. Let's get the bowl koozies out. I have a whole stack here. We can have fun. We can have fun, y'all. So I'll get this whole stack out here. I'm getting a stack out. So we have a baby quilt over here. We got all kinds of stuff. Oh, I want to show y'all the gnome quilt. Hold on. I'm just going to show you all kinds of things. You get to see all kinds of things. I usually don't do this. We are usually sewing all the way to the end. We're usually sewing all the way to the end. But today, y'all, this is one of my favorite quilts that I've done. Check this out, y'all. Is this not fun? So I printed these pieces of fabrics. I have a fabric printer. So I printed these off. And then we pieced it all together. Right? Is this not the cutest quilt? And I have this quilt listed. I do have this quilt listed. But as you can see, it's got music notes quilted into that. So it's a music theme. There's music into there. And then each one of the gnomes is playing a different instrument. Each one of the gnomes is playing a different instrument, y'all. So you see the notes. Isn't that cool? That is the coolest. So it is the coolest quilt. And the back has got some fun abstract fabric. Some fun abstract fabric that you can see. Isn't that cool? So I do have this quilt listed also. So let me keep going here. We'll keep going. We're just having fun this morning with you down there. So let's see. We'll show. So I made bowl covers. We had bowl covers one day, and these are things that we do on the live. Y'all get to choose what we do on the live. So these are bowl covers that I made. So I made a quilt square, and then we turned it into a bowl cover. How fun is that, right? How fun is that? So we did a gnome one. We did a gnome one. Awesome! That is cool. Oh my gosh, you got a baby lock. How cool. I don't change. I use the same needle. I use like a universal needle. I don't change when I go from embroidery to sewing. I say the best thing is price on the purple quilt I just showed. Hold on one moment. I have it listed and I can tell you what the price is. One moment, please. So the purple quilt is $325. The purple quilt's $325. If you click on my website, and go down, you'll see the quilt. You'll see the quilts in there. So how cool is that? Okay, so we have those. Then we have microwave bowl koozies, y'all. Microwave bowl koozies. If you don't know what a microwave bowl koozie is, you take your bowl of soup. Oh my gosh, 43K. This is awesome, y'all. You're very welcome, Michelle. So you take your microwave bowl koozies. You take your bowl of soup. So you have your bowl of soup. You haven't heated it up or anything yet. So let's say we're going to have tomato soup. So you pull your tomato soup into your microwave bowl. You take that microwave bowl. You put the whole... Okay, Cynthia. Thank you. I don't ever know if I can or not. So I put the whole bowl of soup in here, and you put the whole thing in the microwave. You put the whole thing into the microwave. And then you turn the microwave on. Once it's all heated, you pull the whole thing out. You pull the whole thing out of there. So... And then you're not grabbing a hot bowl. So very cool. So we have microwave bowl koozies that we've made. These are the ones we did on the serger. How fun is that? Yes, you use cotton thread for your microwave bowl koozies. So you use the cotton thread on there and then cotton batting. So, but I also use flannel. I like flannel. Flannel works really well for the microwave bowl koozies. You're very welcome, Grace. You are very welcome. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. So I have a few of the microwave bowl koozies. A few of these koozies. Oops. We had Christmas theme ones. I end up getting myself in trouble on here, Cynthia. Keep me in line. So rope. So every Friday, y'all, if y'all join my live on Fridays is rope day. So we have fun with rope. So these are the ones that we did on last Friday. So how fun is that? So we did a rope. We braided all three of them together. And then we added the gnome. So these are like mug rugs. Here, y'all. So then we did rope. Somebody wanted the handles. So we added handles to a bowl. Isn't that one cool? It almost looks like a what do you call it in the middle? So then a candy bowl for your Halloween candy. How cool is the candy bowl for your Halloween candy? Candy bowl for the Halloween candy, y'all. And this one pretty much same thing. It's just an oval one for the candy. So, right? Is that not cute? And you can see the theme there. See the theme? You can see the ghost. Lots of fun. So then we also had some fun. Check these out. So these are like trivets. These are like trivets here. Isn't that fun? Some very fun. This one has Mr. Goofy. Mr. Goofy on this one. Right? Isn't he cute? And check out this one. So y'all, so this is a little bowl. So as you walk in the house, you have your keys, you throw your keys in here, or, you know, it looks better with handles. Some of them have handles, some of them don't have handles. So like I said, this one's just one of those little trinkets. Yes, they are screen prints. These are DTF. So that's a DTF. And then here's the rope. So this is just regular rope. And then I do check my website. So, these are, rope, and then you have the fabric rope there on there. So kind of cool, right? I'm really liking that one. I really like that one. Y'all, this one though is my favorite. This one is my favorite. Coin tray. Thank you, Love Bug. Thank you. This one is one of my favorite. I'm thinking this one for a wall hanging, y'all. This one for a wall hanging. This one turned out really cool. Turned out really cool on this one. So, right? The moose is cool, right, Robin? So then I had this one. So this one is kind of cool. It's kind of like an abstract one. So, and then it has the fabric that's interwoven in between all the rope and stuff. Interwoven in between there. So this one's cool. And it's got the fabric at the bottom. So this would be cool. On here? No, it doesn't have to be. So I have paracord that I use cotton rope, like the clothesline rope. You can use all kinds of rope. The only ones that you really can't use is like your plastic, like the hard plastic rope. But I use all kinds macrame rope. You can use all kinds of different ropes. So as long as you can sew it, you can use it. So trivet, made a trivet out of the Halloween stuff. And your trivets are to put hot stuff on. Nice to put your hot stuff on. So, and placemats. So we have placemats. We have these placemats. And then we took and added. So this is another quilt as you go kind of thing. Another quilt as you go. So I have two of these that I did. Did two of these on there. So that was fun. And then I showed you how to do a pattern. I showed you how to do this quilt square. And then we took and quilted it and made a hot pad. Took and quilted it and made a hot pad, y'all. I got all kinds of hot pads on there. And y'all, this quilting is done in the hoop. That quilting is done in the hoop there, y'all. So then we have our stitching there. So very cute, right? Very cute. If y'all see anything, shoot me a message. I have everything on my website. I do ship really quick if you do order. So just as an FYI. Binding is fun. This is a fun quilting that we did. Is that not cute? I love the Cocopellis. I got a couple of these. I got a couple of those. Y'all, check her out. Is she not fun? How fun is she? Very cool. Oh, yes. Let me show you the quilt for Lisa. Yes. Thank you, Coolest Dad. Let me show you the quilt for Lisa. Miss Lisa's, that's the one we're going to be quilting. That is the one we're going to be quilting. So, Miss Lisa ordered a quilt. So, needless to say, Saturday, I'm going to have to redo my hair, y'all. I've been wearing this hat. So what we did is we made a quilt, y'all. We made a quilt. I don't know if we can see it all, but we made this quilt. And I'll be quilting it. This is one of the ones that we'll be quilting. So this is going to be gorgeous. It's going to be gorgeous, y'all. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Right? It turned out so cool. It turned out really cool. I was excited how cool it turned out. So very cool. No, I actually, I stitched it all. I stitched it all. I started Saturday and finished yesterday morning. So yeah, I was stitching for a while on this one. So, but I was going quickly, so I was trying to get it done for Miss Lisa. So I'll probably get the stuff, and I think we'll be quilting it next week. If right? Isn't it cute? The squares are really turned out really cool. Turned out really cool. So, and I have the owl that I have is going to be stitched together. So we did an owl. So I have these owls. I have a bunch of these that I'm going to be combining together for a lap quilt. I'm going to be combining these together for a lap quilt. Are these not pretty? I'm really in love with these. Super, super gorgeous. And I love the pattern. The pattern just gives it just even that much more of a thing. So very cute. Very cute. I have anybody want a baby quilt? We have a baby quilt. This one I am in love with. I am in love with this baby quilt. Isn't the owls pretty, Robin? Aren't they pretty? Baby quilts. Baby quilts. Super pretty, right? I don't ever have time to show y'all everything. This is too much fun. Too much fun. So this one is, it's got cotton on, isn't that cute? And then the back side is all soft flannel. It's flannel, so it's all nice and cozy for the babies. Nice and cozy for the babies. So, aren't they just the cutest? I am in love with these guys. I am in love with these guys. And look at the little ones. They are just the cutest. Cute, cute, cute. Thanks for all the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows, and thanks for hanging out. I appreciate y'all hanging out this morning. Hanging out and making a hat. Hanging out and making a hat, because the hat turned out cute. The hat turned out cute, y'all. Thanks for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. All right. So we have, what else we got? What else we got? I got a whole stack here, y'all. So, wall hanging. This is a wall hanging. So we made these squares. And then after we made the squares, we took and quilted it. Do the people at work? Yeah, they do know. My whole office is decorated in quilting. My whole office is decorated in quilting. Anybody that talks to me knows that I quilt. So that is definitely. So yeah, that was fun to do on live. This one was fun to do on live. Pretty wall hanging. It's going to be a really pretty wall hanging. So really pretty wall hanging. Super fun. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So let me put these all back. Put these back. I'm going to have to stitch together the owls. I'm going to have to stitch. So this is going to be a lap quilt. That one is going to be a lap quilt, y'all. These over here. And if you see anything you're interested in, shoot me a message. If you've seen anything, anybody need the, what do you call them? That is staying here. That one's there. Yeah, I have so much stuff right now. I have got so much stuff stacked up from all these projects that we've been doing. All the projects that we've been doing. And it's been so much fun. Lots and lots of fun, y'all. Oh, we made aprons one day, too. We did aprons. I'll show y'all the apron right quick. So I think last week we did the aprons. So this is the aprons that we did. It's on my, if you click on my bio and click there, you'll see it. It's chickadeetreasures.com. I made some. Oh, how cool is that, Miss Donna? That is cool. Very cool. You're very welcome, Robin. You are very welcome. So here is, so we did these, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see it, you can actually see that we actually quilted these. We actually quilted it. So how cool is that? Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Fun. But I have to say, this is one of my favorite quilts. This one is one of my favorites. Really liking the fabric. That one is fun. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. You guys are all awesome. And I really appreciate you hanging out with me in the mornings. I appreciate you hanging out. So this is too much fun. I'm trying to think. Too much fun. But yeah, so I'm usually on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning. So my schedule is posted, is linked right there in the in my bio. So the first one pinned is what our schedule is for the week, and y'all get to choose what we do. Y'all get to choose what we make. So right. Oh, how cool is that? What a cool idea, Miss Donna. What a cool idea. I've made them for I made them for the grandkids. I've made a few of them. I had a few people that wanted them. So I kind of did it a different way. So you can actually go check out my video I posted and you can see exactly how I made these. I had a little hack on making these. So, but it made it where you can personalize them for yourself. Made it where you could personalize them for yourself. Oh my gosh, coolest dad, 50K. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? I guess I can show you. So I'm currently working on some mug rugs in the hoop. So these are that's gonna be a fun mug rug in the hoop. That'll be a fun mug rug in the hoop. So currently what I'm working on, I have that one that I've got going. And then I have one that I'm gonna be doing with this. I'm really liking these guys. Really liking these guys. I have, Susan, I repost all my videos to YT. I repost all of my videos to YT. So all my lives that I do on here get reposted. So thank you for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. And y'all, we had fun this morning. We had fun this morning making hats. Did y'all? Isn't the wolf really cute? So we had fun this morning making hats. And y'all, the hats came out cute. Did they not turn out cute? I am really loving. Isn't that the cutest thing? That is the cutest hat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Years, y'all, years and years of accumulation. Years and accumulation. I can totally do a trivet with the wolf. I can totally do a trivet with the wolf. I have, let's see, I have so many. So I got some new ones. Let me see if I can find, hold on. Because I need to make some more of these ladies. Are those ladies, I'm really loving these ladies. I need to make some more mug rugs and trivets with those. But I have a cool, let me show you. Let me see where he's at. There he is. Because I have, that would be a cool trivet. That one would be a really cool trivet. So maybe I'll do one of those. We'll have to do that. We may add that to next week, right? Okay, we might just do that. We might do that one. We might do that one. That'd be kind of fun. I have so many of them, and I got some stuff to do because I know the holidays are coming up. Look at these guys. What do you think of these? I have to clock in for work. Thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all joining. Come back and see us again. All right. You have a great day too, coolest dad. Thanks for hanging out. Mug rug in the hoop. We could do a mug rug in the hoop. That'll be kind of fun. Christmas, y'all. But today I'm getting some Halloween themed ones. I'm getting some Halloween themed ones today. So, because I'm thinking we need to do some Halloween, and they're purple. They're going to be purple. So, yes, I'm excited. So, super excited. But I got to do some more of these. I got to have a mug rug day. I think I'm going to work on mug rugs because I can do 3 at one time, y'all. I can do 3 mug rugs at one time. Y'all. So, super, super fun. Super fun. I really liking the apron. And the hat. The hat. We have a hat. The hat turned out cute. Cute. And look, it's like different on all the way aside. Different. So, shower curtain and towels that match. Oh my gosh, right, Donna? That was a good idea. That is a good idea. That is cool. We could totally do that. Shower curtain and towels. Y'all ever do a shower curtain? So I've done shower curtains. And you know how you have the top? You're like, how do I do the top of my shower curtain to make where I can hook into it? Buttonholes, y'all. Buttonholes. If you do a shower curtain and you line it with the stuff here, all you got to do is buttonholes on the top. So you mark where you need the hooks and put buttonholes. Grommets. Oh yeah, you could totally do grommets. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, I'll check your message. I do custom orders, absolutely. Grommets totally work, but buttonholes totally work. You could use, I mean, any of those. The flexible ones. I don't know. Maybe, possibly, Diana. That possibly could. You could totally possibly do that. Y'all, I'm liking my hat. I am liking my hat. This is cool. I'm excited. I have a new hat. I have a new hat. I'm excited. I'm going to have to take this to work and show them. I'm like, I'm wearing a hat today. All the guys wear hats. Now tell me, how would decorate the curtain? Would it just be fabric, or I would totally do embroidery. I would totally go off. I would do, good morning, good morning. I would totally have some embroideries on it. Make it a theme. Thank you. We had fun making this today. We had fun making this hat today. We had fun making it. So, right? Isn't it cute? Make Derek a hat. I may have to make Derek a hat. I'd be like, hi, honey, we're going to match. We are going to match. Right? Yeah, I will repost the live today. I'll repost it. It'll be reposted this afternoon. What about tank runners? What is that? I don't know what that is, Diana. No, I have not. Now you're going to send me down a wormhole. We may have to do tank runners. Like a table runner. Oh. Yeah, send me a picture, Diana. We may have to do one of those. Like I said, y'all get to choose what we make. Y'all get to choose what we make on the live. So give me different ideas. Give me different ideas. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Diana. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, please. No, I haven't seen the apple basket. Oh my gosh, you guys are giving me so many different ideas. Like I said, y'all tell me, we need to come up with the ideas for next week. We got to come up with ideas for next week. A quilted bag. We're doing are we doing bags Thursday? I think Thursday. I'll have to look at my thing. I think we're going to do bags. I love making quilted bags. You could make them. Oh my gosh, Robin, you're right. That would be cool. That would be totally cool. That would be fun. So many different ideas. So many different. Hey, I'm having fun sitting here hanging out with y'all. This is kind of fun to sitting and hanging out. So just notice your apron has gnomes on it, right? Is that not the coolest gnomes? I love these gnomes. And the table runner we made yesterday. So this table runner is out of the same fabric. If you look, that's the same fabric. We just added the fall leaves to it. We just added the fall leaves to the table runner. So it's fall time. It's that time of season, y'all. It's that time of season. We need the pumpkins too. We need the pumpkins too. Every time I see pumpkins, I don't know if y'all have seen that video on there. The workout. I forget what the workout is. Anyways, I'm gonna tell my husband. I was like, we need to get out and do that workout. We're gonna do the workout. Anyways, you gotta have fun with it, right? You gotta have fun with it. Super, super fun. Like I said, I haven't done this. We're usually sewing all the way to the end. I'm enjoying sitting and chatting with y'all. This is too much fun. Sitting and chatting with y'all for the morning. And like I said, anybody new to you have measurements for the hat so we can. So yes. So if you click on my bio, you'll see the pattern there that I used, and you'll be able to get it. Good morning. Thank you. You have to wave back at him. He's just the sweetest little thing. Thanks for joining, Danielle. So yes, if y'all are new, I'm on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Arizona time. So right now it's about 6:28 here. It's about 6:30. So depending on what time it is for you, Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, I pin my schedule in my bio. So you'll see what we're doing for the week, and y'all get to choose what we do. So if you have something that you're wanting to learn or something that you want to see made, anything, let us know. We'll put it on the schedule and we'll throw it in for the following week. So as long as we don't have anything going for next week. So, but usually around, probably we'll start thinking about next week's projects, probably Thursdays, Thursday and Friday, we have it all scheduled out. Friday, we'll be like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We made these one day also. We made these on the live. How fun is that? A thread catcher. Y'all wanted to do a thread catcher. We made a thread catcher. So, like I said, y'all get to choose what we do. Y'all get to choose what we make. So, it makes it fun. Makes it a lot of fun. 7:28 in New Mexico. Welcome from New Mexico. I'm in Arizona, y'all. Welcome. I appreciate all y'all being here. So it's 7. So you're an hour ahead of me. So it would be 5:30 your time when I'm on. Like I said, Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 or 5:30 your time. So come hang out with us. Tomorrow we are 8:29 in Minnesota. Welcome from Minnesota. Welcome South Carolina. Thank you. I appreciate y'all joining. I really appreciate y'all joining. We have lots of fun. I know. I do. I get up really early. I usually am up around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. So 5:15 is your wake up time. Awesome, Diana. Very cool. Kentucky here. Welcome, Kentucky. Welcome, New Hampshire. Welcome all y'all. I appreciate all y'all hanging out. This is a fun, no stress live that we have fun. We laugh. We tell jokes. Somebody was telling a joke the other day. That was a lot of fun. So thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the hat. Oh my gosh. Thank you very much. It works. You know, we're doing hat day today. So hi, Kentucky. Hi, Tennessee. Welcome into the live, y'all. Like I said, we're about done with the live this morning. I appreciate, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You are a sweetheart. I appreciate all y'all joining today. We had a lot of fun making the Welding hat today. It turned out really cute, super cute. So, tomorrow morning, what are we doing tomorrow morning? We are making a cell phone, beanie. So it's going to be, you have them sitting on your desk and you have your cell phone propped up against it. It's kind of what we're making tomorrow. I still got to figure it out. I haven't got it figured out yet, but we will figure it out before tomorrow morning. And so that will be what we will be working on tomorrow morning on our lives. So come hang out with us tomorrow morning. Again, I appreciate all y'all hopping on and hanging out with us. I appreciate it. You guys have a good day and see you in the morning. Bye, guys. Love ya.